Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
This feels different. And it is different.
It is different.
Why is it different? We're in a different room.
That we are.
Yeah, the painter is downstairs in the main room now. Very busy. It's looking very good.
It's looking really good.
Lovely colours.
Edgar went to the vets this morning.
Edgar went to the vets this morning. Apparently they can't do the old cut the voice box out and stuff.
Leave him alone.
No, I'm joking. He's fine.
Apparently he was very good.
Very good boy.
And he's put on weight.
He's put on weight. I'm not surprised with all the treats and...
But she said he was a really good weight because he is like a big cat.
Yeah. He's well looked after.
Yeah.
Were you worried?
Well, yeah, because I couldn't go in with him because of the social distancing. So I just had to like leave the thing on the floor, and then the vet came out and she was really nice. And then she had to like take him away. But as she was taking him in, he like turned around and looked at me, and I was like, oh no, he's gonna hate me forever.
Right, a bit different today. This is something that people have requested quite a lot. You've done it before.
I have.
I've never done it before. And it's called, I believe, a roll call. So I don't know if I'm doing this right or not, but I found this YouTuber who also did a roll call, and they put their questions below. So we've done 10 characters. We could have probably done more if we like stretched it, but there's 14 questions, so there might be some repeats. But that's fine. That is fine. So here we go. Roll call with Ollie and Carrie. Number 1, role that I'll never live down.
Never lived down, like in a bad way.
I think maybe, yeah. I think something where your parents might have watched it and always talk about it, or...
Oh, yeah, okay, I know.
Or one maybe that just will always be the conversation. There's always a conversation about it. Alright, go on, you go first.
Mine's a school play one.
Mine also is a school play one.
I played Hoddle in Fiddler on the Roof, and was terrible. Like, that's not a role that I should ever play again.
Yeah.
But my brother came to see it.
Yeah.
But after he'd got quite drunk, and he turned up to my school play like stinking of whiskey.
Oh.
And it's like the story that my mum always talks about, and I think he like fell asleep halfway through, and I mean I was very young, and so Tom must have been about 19.
Yeah.
No, he would have been about 20, 21, just being a 21-year-old. But yeah, I think he'd had like a night of drinking at home with like friends over.
Yeah.
Forgetting that my school play was the next day. Oh. Still came though.
Yeah, really good. My one is also a school show, and it was my first ever show with Joseph in his Technicolor Dreamcoat. I was in year 6, and yeah, like, I think it's because it was the first time I sort of did anything off my own bat. Like, because everything before, like, I was always like in my mum's like shows, helping out. So I was always like dragged along, you know, like it was always, my mum was taking me to that. And it was her sort of group. But Joseph in year 6 was like the first time I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna audition. I didn't tell anyone and got it. So I feel like that was like the start. So it's always the one I'll never live down, because my parents will always...
say, your mum still talks about it.
Yeah, they'll always talk about it and be like, oh my God, Joseph, it was so good. And it probably, like, if we could like watch it again, it probably won't be that good. Like, I probably wasn't that good, but because it was the first thing I ever did, it's always going to be like amazing. Yeah. And it's like how or where I started, so that would be the role I have never lived down. Yeah. I think if I ever played Joseph, which I don't think I will, but if I ever did, I think that would just blow my mum's mind. Oh. I think that'd be like the best like part I could possibly play. That and Jesus Christ Superstar. Number 2, role you felt sexiest in.
Veronica Sawyer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Not Wednesday?
Maybe Wednesday actually, I suddenly thought Wednesday then. No, I think Veronica Sawyer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It helps if you're doing a sex scene, I guess.
Yeah, and also the wig for Wednesday didn't make me feel too great about myself. I hated that wig so much. Yeah. So, yeah, Veronica. You?
Rum Tum Tugger.
I knew you were going to say that. I mean, isn't he like often described as...
Sexy cat.
Yeah, the sex cat.
Yeah. Everyone like fancies him. The boys fancy him, the girls fancy him.
No.
I think he fancies him.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and the way that we sort of developed the character as well, like, obviously the character's already there, but we sort of didn't want to go down the John Partridge, like, original Tugger. It was the first time in the UK that it wasn't done the Gillian Lynn way.
Yeah.
And we sort of had our own sort of take on it. I just felt like we could sort of make it a bit more specific. And because it was set in London, I sort of made him like a Cockney sort of like geezer. We had a really good like alternate ending for Tugger.
Yeah.
So the idea for the number, Tugger's number in the production I did, he was sort of like going around like chatting to every girl and whatever and trying to like lure them in and trying to like, you know, chat them up basically. But the idea was that one was never enough or one was never good enough. He was never satisfied. And his sort of thing was, because I had this sort of hat, I would like put a hat on a girl and I sort of dance with her, then near the end of that verse or that chorus I'd take it off and go, actually no. And I would go around the stage and do that, and by the end of it, all the girls in the chorus were like after Tugger. And the idea that I had, which I loved, because I always said that Tugger was not like heterosexual. I never imagined him being heterosexual.
Yeah.
It's not about the sex for him, it's more about the attention and everything else. And anyway, so near the end of the number, I had this idea that he gets all the women in this like train thing that like the set was, and then there's like a solo like man just having like, oh, a cat having a cig. So that doesn't satisfy him enough, so he like shuts that and goes off with the boy. And that was like the ending. And I really liked it. We all really liked it, but it just didn't get put in at the end, which is so annoying. But yeah, Tugger, I think, definitely. I think he's really fun.
He is the sexy cat.
He is the sexy cat. Number 3, role your family loves the most.
Probably Eponine.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, well, no, actually, because my dad doesn't really like Les Mis all that much.
Oh.
So, Dad really liked Heathers, which I was quite surprised by.
Yeah.
But I think probably Adam's Family. Wednesday. Yeah, I think like the whole family were very excited about seeing that.
I sort of answered this with the first question. I'm going to have to say Joseph again, because there's nothing that tops it.
Yeah.
I'll never do anything as good as Joseph. Number 4, role that made you feel like a star.
Fontaine in the concert.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was epic.
Concert Fontaine.
Yeah, just to have your name on the poster next to Matt Lucas, Alfie Bowen, Michael Ball, and to be on like the outside of the theatre. Because I think even with like Heathers, the pictures on the outside of the theatre were quite sort of like small.
Yeah.
Whereas for Les Mis, it was like I had my own like silhouette thing, which was really cool.
Yeah, and it was like sort of like the A-Team, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like
well, they called it
Avengers.
the All-Star Concert, so yeah, it was cool. Yeah, just even being asked to do it made me feel sort of like a bit of a rock star.
I'm gonna say that made me feel like a star, and again, I didn't really play the part, but I covered it. Would be Price for me. Only because I guess it was a taste of something. It was the first time I ever tasted like being like a leading man in the West End and like bowing last. And it sounds really silly, but like to bow last, to be first on stage and to like have the last bow, and having my family come to see me was amazing.
Yeah.
Because they were like crying all the time. They just cried. So yeah, and I think it's one thing being in the ensemble and in a West End show, but it's also another thing being like the lead part. It's like a next step.
Yeah, it's huge.
So yeah, I think it'll be that. 5, role I was wrong for. I'm gonna have to look through my list again.
Yeah, me too. Oh no, I know what mine is.
What is it?
Mine was a character in a workshop that I did called Isabel, and I was supposed to be playing like like when I say young, I mean like not like Veronica Sawyer, Wednesday young, like 17, 18. I'm talking like she was meant to be like 12, and I was like 23, 24, and she was French as well. I was just not. I shouldn't have been playing that part. I loved singing the songs, and and it was a workshop, so the chances that I actually would have been cast further down the line were unlikely. I just felt weird.
Yeah, my one was Bernardo in West Side Story. I think it was colourblind casting anyway, so it didn't really matter too much about like because
it was just a concert as well.
Yeah, it was a concert, so there wasn't like a through line of like, you know, there wasn't like loads of dialogue about being Puerto Rican and stuff like that, because I'm obviously not Puerto Rican. So I mean, like you said, like if it went further down the line and they were like, hey, we're going to do this in a musical, then I'd be like, yeah, well, I'm not the picture then, because I'm not going to be playing a Puerto Rican. Get a Puerto Rican to play a Puerto Rican. So it would be Bernardo. But the little funny story about that is that I actually went up for Riff for the first time, And I was doing, I went up for Riff. Really good audition, like felt really good. And then about a week later, I got a call saying, hey, they want you to do the West Side Story thing. I was like, oh, great, amazing. They're like, yeah, but not as Riff. I was like, okay. And he's like, would you want to do Bernardo? Because they want you to play Bernardo. So in my head I'm thinking, yeah, why not? Like, it's a concert, like, and also for people who know West Side Story, Bernardo literally sings like one line. He doesn't sing that much, but he's more like an actor part.
Yeah.
If you actually do the full version of it, him and like Anita and Maria have these amazing scenes. So he's more of like an actor, singer. Well, not singer, but yeah, more of an acting part. So I was like, yeah, cool. And anyway, got to the first day of rehearsals. I told you this because in my head I'm thinking I was up for Riff it. Like, and if I walk in and this guy who's playing Riff is not that good, I'm gonna be like, like that sucks. They must think I suck.
Yeah.
But the guy who played it is a guy called Stu, and he was amazing.
Yeah.
And he is amazing as well. He's done loads in the West End, and so as soon as I saw him act and sing the way he does, I was like, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
he's really good. I was like, he's really good. Win some, you lose some. But yeah, so Bernardo would be the one that I was wrong for.
Yeah.
Number 6, role that you want to play again.
I mean, can I say Cinderella? Because I haven't played it yet. Like, I did the workshop.
Yeah.
And I want to play her again. And I'm going to.
Yeah, say Cinderella if you want.
Yeah, Cinderella.
You want more of it.
I want more. And I guess also it's worse because I know I'm going to get more. It's just the waiting game.
Yeah, definitely.
So like, I just want to do it now.
I'm going to say Rob Gordon in High Fidelity. Because I love that part. I'd love to do it again. If I had like a magic lamp, let's say I'd have 3 wishes. I'd be like, to get paid more, to be in a bigger theatre, and to have a cover. They'd be my 3 wishes. But yeah, no, that part would be amazing. I'd like
to do it on a much bigger scale. It'd be really cool.
Oh yeah, like, I think it needed a bigger space. Like the other palettes would have been perfect for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So yeah, Rob Gordon, just because I felt like more people, if they saw it, would have enjoyed it. I feel like because it was in the sticks a bit, well not in the sticks, but it was in Battersea, which is really hard to get to.
Yeah.
It's not really hard to get to, but when you can just get a tube to the other palace, or you're in central London.
It's between 2 tube stations, so when you get off the tube, it's not like anywhere close. You've either got to walk for 25 minutes
get a bus.
or get a bus.
Yeah, it's just really in a weird place. 7, role that scared me the most.
Veronica.
Yeah.
Definitely. Just because of the pressure that came with it. And before I'd even done a performance, there was just a lot of like negativity and just pressure around playing the role. Not only to the standard I wanted to play it and to the director's standard, but also to the expectation of all the fans.
Yeah.
It was, really scary.
I'd say Robert Gordon again, for sort of the same reason. Not so much like the fandom, but just like the level of material. Like I had 3 weeks rehearsals for like probably the biggest part, like in terms of material I'll ever play. I honestly don't think there's a part out there, and I've said this and I've put my neck on the line, like come at me, but I don't know, because I know quite a lot of musicals, especially when it comes to like male leads, because I do my own sort of research or whatever, and I can't honestly think of a male lead where he's like that busy. And to have 3 weeks rehearsal in a venue that's never done a musical before, so they had to like make the dressing rooms like as we were moving in. We had a band in this sort of small venue, so they had all like the sound problems that we had because they never amplified anything in there, because the show before us was a play. So they didn't need music / didn't have mics. So yeah, all the sort of problems that happened, and doing it in 3 weeks with the biggest part ever. So yeah, that was daunting. Number 8, role that was most unlike me.
Probably Fontaine. She's just got a story that's so hard to relate to because it's so unfortunate that, she's a mother who's separated from her daughter because she can't afford to look after her, and then she thinks her daughter's dying, which is bad enough, but then she gets found out and kicked out of her job, and then she has to sell her teeth and her hair and her possessions and then become a prostitute. And if you've not been through those things, it's kind of not hard to relate, because if you have any kind of like empathy or compassion, you can like tap into how terrible all of that must be. But in terms of story, it's so unlike me.
Yeah, you can't draw on your own experiences and be like, oh yeah, I do remember when my teeth got
pulled out, and I sold them,
Yeah, I'm gonna say, Again, this is another cover, and I want to say Joseph Smith in the Book of Mormon. I mean, I don't really need to explain like why we're not alike. One of the obvious ones was when I was playing it was age, because I was the first cover, and it's really hard to cover older parts in certain shows because if there's only like one older part and most of the ensemble are like like actors in their 20s, it's really then hard to cover the older parts. So really I would never be a Joseph Smith now. If I audition for Joseph Smith tomorrow, I won't get it because I'm too young. So playing that part, I just felt young and just a bit of not a joke, but I didn't mess about, but I just sort of was like, well, this is this, I'm on for this cover, so here we go. And I just had fun. But yeah, I didn't really relate to Joseph Smith at all. So yeah, I'd say Joseph Smith. Next question. Role I could do in my sleep. Eponine?
Yeah. I spent the longest playing her. So I think if someone told me that I've got to go on for her tomorrow, I think I'd remember everything. Just because it's so like embedded in my memory now. And also because I wanted to play her for so long that I've known all of the music since I was like 7, 8.
Yeah. I'd say for me, I'd say Lucas Beinecke. Not so much like if you told me to go on for Lucas tonight, I'd know it all because I wouldn't. I'd be like, oh my god, let's go back to the script and relearn these lines because I've forgotten everything really. But in terms of like its demand on me, like
it wasn't huge.
It wasn't huge at all. It's obviously like a musical thing where it just didn't fit Lucas singing high or like having a range bigger than like this. So obviously when they were making it, they're like, yeah, you just sit down there, it's fine. And then before you know it, the show's finished and you're like, oh. Because he doesn't really sing high. There's nothing demanding at all, honestly. And then he's pretty one-dimensional because he doesn't really have much of a backstory. It was fun to do and like you know, fun to do the tour and stuff. But people always say like, would you ever do it again? I'm like, no way. It just doesn't give me enough. Which is like completely different for Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday's like ticks all my boxes for a role. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, but Wednesday's so cool because like Wednesday's like Wednesday, for example. Amazing character, so you can great characterization, like get sort of really some funny lines as well.
Yeah, get some really good songs as well.
And amazing songs. But yeah, so Lucas would be the one I could do in my sleep, but mainly because
there's not a huge amount. Yeah.
Role that was the most fun.
Truly.
Yeah.
I had so much fun on that tour, and I feel like I just didn't get enough. Like I didn't get enough of it because I played it for the least amount of time. Was it 5 months? I mean, actually, I did Veronica for less, but Veronica was a lot more demanding. Yeah, truly just felt not easy, but it wasn't hugely challenging. So I didn't feel like I was going on stage every night going like, oh God, I've got that bit to like worry about, or you know, I can relax after that bit's done. Like all of it just felt like a lot of fun. And because it's like a family show as well, it is supposed to be like a real fun, jolly show. That's where I met Scott and Matt Gillette and Sam Harrison and Molly. Like and Joe Goodwin's, where I had like this lovely, like really happy, positive group of friends. Yeah. I just really enjoyed it. And it was my first tour as well, so I loved it.
I'm gonna say Run From Tugger again. I think it was really fun because I could just like mess about, but in like character, not just like pull people's like trousers down, like I was like in character.
Yeah.
But I think there's not much in that show where it's like, how that character's really like prominent. Do you know what I mean? It can just become a big wash of cats.
Yeah.
And I feel like every time I came on, or every time Tugger came on, it was like, oh, a new energy.
Yeah.
Like it was like a different, like, he's gonna do something, he's gonna sing, he's gonna like jump into the audience. And I felt like I was like, not the comic relief, but I was like a different energy, or Tugger was. So I just had fun with it, really. And again, I didn't take myself too seriously, so I just sort of joked him out. Role with the best costume.
Truly again.
Yeah.
Truly had the best costume. She had like this really good blue, I think I talked about it in another video. I'll send you a picture. But yeah, it was like big blue culottes.
Yeah.
So it looked like a big skirt, but it wasn't. It was trousers, and they're like my favourite sorts of...
Yeah.
That's like the stuff that I choose for myself as well. And she had a really cool blue hat as well. Yeah. I love that outfit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Tugger as well. I remember putting it on for the first time and thinking, this is sick.
Yeah.
And I had like these fake tattoo like sleeves. And I've always like wanted tattoos, or the idea of having like a nice sleeve.
Yeah.
I like put them on, I was like, oh my god, it looks so good. And yeah, it was just really cool, like high-waisted trousers, like the braces, the sort of like open shirt with like the leopard print shirt. Trilby. Like spats. Oh man, it was just the perfect outfit, and I felt really comfortable as well, which is like a big thing, because you can look really good but go, oh my god, how am I gonna like do this number? Role that changed me the most.
I feel like I'd have to choose Eponine for that one, because I spent so long in that role, and it was over kind of like quite formative years. Like I was 20 when I got cast, and I left when I was 24. No, maybe I left when I was 23. But it was like over sort of like my early 20s, which I feel like are quite formative years for anyone. So I feel like I just did the most changing during that time, and I met the most people on that job because we did 3 separate cast changes.
The role that changed me, I am probably going to say Rob Gordon again, just because I thought it's one thing having an idea or trying to guesstimate how it is, like to not run a company, but like to be at the focal point of a company, or to be like the main person in a cast.
Yeah.
But it's another thing experiencing it.
Yeah.
And also like all the sort of trials and tribulations we had in that show, all good things, by the way. Like it wasn't like the cast was like bitchy, they weren't. It was like the best cast ever. But just like I said about the theatre, and just like the stuff that happened, and you know, my phone getting stolen or whatever, like all the stuff that happened, I was sort of the person that had to spearhead certain things in the company, because I felt like it was on my shoulders to go, hey, listen, like this is not okay. But then also in the professional side of things, like on stage, just like knowing how to manage yourself and knowing how to like bring things back and save your voice, and because you can know logistically how it's done, but it's not until you're on stage and everyone's watching you until you really experience it, and it changes you. And I think, like I said before, like there was a harmony in the opening number, and I took the top line knowing full well that I should probably take the bottom line in that, because I had like all these songs to sing later on, but I didn't, because I was like, oh, I'll be fine. But now I'd be like, no way. If I had that same workload in a couple of years' time with another role that comes up, I might be like, nope, been there, done that, I'm having the bottom line. You know, so it's that sort of stuff that I guess would have changed me. 13, role you wish more people saw.
I mean, I remember when I originally did this, I said Cinderella, knowing full well that I'd already got the part and that people were going to see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I guess Cinderella, again, because I do wish more people got to see it, and now they are going to see it. And I feel like I did everything else for like a decent amount of time that enough people got to see it. I don't think there was anything I was in where we did like one performance, or like, you know, just a handful of performances where I wish more people had seen it.
I'm going to say Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say, because I was like sort of 3D / like ensemble, featured ensemble, all that sort of stuff. So I wasn't really a part, but I was part of it, like big time. Like I was in a lot. So yeah, and it just sucks that not many people saw it. I think we really only did something like 20 shows. Like some of my family didn't come and see it, because they were like, I think they were coming the week like COVID happened in the UK and everything shut down. So yeah, I'd say Back to the Future is like the one I wish that people saw. And because we just started to get it right as well. We just like, so we finished previews, and it started to like get slick, and we all started to find our groove, because things were not changing anymore. We were sort of finding our Manchester version of the show.
Yeah. And
literally we did like the press night, and then that was it. Like, so we didn't really ever get to enjoy it. So yeah, I'd say Back to the Future. And finally, we're nearly there. Finally, role that was most like me.
Probably Veronica. I've always said Veronica. I feel like she wants the world to be a good place, but just makes a mess of trying to make it a good place. Yeah. Which definitely sounds like me.
Does that make me JD?
I hope not.
I was meant to be yours.
Oh, sure.
I'm going to say, and it sounds a bit weird, but I'm going to say Link Larkin. I'm thinking from the start of like this journey, like I cared about what people thought of me. Yeah. And I still care about what people think of me. And I feel like he's a massive victim of that.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like I'm pretty like career driven. I want to accomplish certain things, and I want to do that and be successful. Ooh, who's that? Edgar. So yeah, I think in those aspects, like caring about what people think of you and how you sort of look on the outside, and you know, wanting to make a good impression, which I think Link does, and also being very like career driven. But then also with Link, I always said this, and I said it before, like he's a bit goofy. You might look at Link and go, he's just one dimension, and he might just be like pretty face or whatever. But then if you actually get to know me, I feel like I'm more than just my face.
Yeah.
Like I'm a bit geeky, a bit fun. It's like a dating channel. I'm geeky, I'm fun, but I'm goofy.
Walks on the beach.
Yeah, but I'm like goofy, aren't I?
Yeah.
And just a bit silly. I feel like Link is that.
Yeah.
He's more than he's outer shell.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so that was that.
There we go.
Thanks for popping by, everyone. I hope you enjoyed our roll call. Well, that's that. So, be safe out there, everyone. Thanks for popping by. Don't do a handstand on a exercise ball whilst eating spaghetti.
That one just kept going.
I know, yeah, just things.